Ladies and gentlemen, I am very excited today because I have 10 amazing Nintendo Switch games that you need to check out. This list is full of a bunch of different genres, and we're going to cover a different game for every type of gamer here, and there is some heavy hitters in this one. So let's go ahead and get right into it. These are my favorite videos that I make, and I have not made one in quite a while. But today I have 10 Switch games, and this might be one of the most random lists of all time. This list might be one of my favorite that I've ever made. Before we get started, if you could, hit a like and subscribe, it would truly mean the world to me. And Tuesday and Saturday night, I stream right here on YouTube. Come and hang out sometime. But let's go ahead and get right into this video. The first game we're talking about today is Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown. And if you've never played a Prince of Persia game, they're actually some amazing games. When they first showed off this game, I wasn't sure what it was. It kind of reminded me of Immortals Fenyx Rising, but a 2D version. And then once I learned it was Prince of Persia, I was immediately all in. One thing about a Prince of Persia game is you can normally count on them being a lot of fun and full of action. And I truly cannot find a flaw in this game. It actually gets pretty hard, and I think they just hit it right on the head. I really hope Ubisoft continues to support this series because it shows that not everything needs to be 3D and open world. Like a 2D game done right can be just as fun and sometimes better, and the world that they've put out before you actually looks amazing. This is truly one of the easiest recommendations I've ever had for you guys, so definitely check this one out. The next game we're talking about today is Another Code: Recollection. Sleuth your way to truth across 2 fully enhanced mystery adventures, including one previously unreleased in North America in Another Code: Recollection game. Help Ashley Mizuki Robin solve riddles, gather clues, and investigate the traces of the past to uncover the true fates of her parents. After receiving a letter from her father who she thought had passed away, 13-year-old Ashley sets off for the solitary Blood Edward Island in search of answers. Once there, she encounters a mysterious ghost named D. You may ask, D who? D's nuts, got him! I'm just playing. And discovers a mansion filled with puzzles and mysteries to solve. Can you solve the mystery? Is it going to play out the way you think it's going to? It actually gets pretty tricky here. And I think this is an amazing game that I unfortunately think that's kind of going under the radar right now. And a lot of people didn't even know it came out. Somebody actually hopped in my stream and was telling me about this game. And I truly thought it came out in like a couple months, so I didn't even know it came out myself. And then once checking it out, I had to add it to this list. And the way that they put these mysteries together for you, it's going to have you on the edge of your seat. And you definitely need to check this one out. So another, I guess, mystery game that you need to check out is Apollo Justice Ace Attorney Trilogy. And if you've never played Ace Attorney games, what they are, they're like a cross between an adventure game and a visual novel. Your goal is to defend your clients in their cases and prove their innocence. Join rookie attorney Apollo Justice and his mentor, the legendary Phoenix Wright, in this collection of 3 games. This title features the 14 episodes of Apollo Justice Ace Attorney, Phoenix Wright's Ace Attorney Dual Destinies, and Phoenix Wright's Ace Attorney Spear of Justice, and the 2 previously DLC-only special episodes for a total of 16 episodes. And I'm glad that games like this are popping up more frequently. Like, I truly love crime and mystery stuff. It really puts you into the shoes of somebody who has to solve a serious problem. Again, this is an easy recommendation. So we have Batman Arkham Trilogy on the Switch now, but unfortunately, not all of them play that well. A Batman series that goes super under the radar on the Switch is Batman the Telltale series. Enter the fractured psyche of Bruce Wayne and discover the powerful and far-reaching consequences of your choices as the Dark Knight. In this gritty and violent new story, you'll make discoveries that will shatter Bruce Wayne's world and shake the stability of a corrupt Gotham City to its very foundation. At your disposal is the sophisticated genius of Wayne and the fearsome skills of Batman. I had always been super curious about these because I see them go on sale all the time, but they look like they're so good. Like, how could a good game go on sale? Is it even good? So one of my amazing subscribers picked this up, and I asked him to tell me, how do you like it? And they're pretty critical on games, this person, so I knew that their review was gonna count for something. And they DM'd me on Instagram and they said they're absolutely loving it. So then I knew I could include it in this list. If you have any games that you think I should check out for any of these lists that I make, follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and then you can message me and I will check out any games that you recommend. The next game we're talking about is Kentucky Route Zero. At twilight in Kentucky, a birdsong gives way to the choir of frogs and insects, familiar roads become strange, and it's easy to get lost. Those who are already lost may find their way to a secret highway winding through underground caves. Kentucky Route Zero is a magical realist adventure game in 5 acts, featuring the haunting electric score and sweet and hymns of bluegrass standard recorded by the Bedquilt Ramblers. This is a story of unpayable debts, abandoned futures, and the human drive to find community. At first, by looking at this game, you might not think it's anything to write home about, right? And I get that. It just looks like your standard indie game. I'm not even exaggerating when I say this is one of the greatest Switch games of all time. I could never do this game justice, but this is a game that you absolutely need to play. It's a game that you're going to remember for a long time after you play it. I bought this on the eShop sale randomly one time because I had $5 and it was on sale. And I bought it. I had no idea what I was getting myself into. And it's probably one of the best purchases I've ever made on the Switch. The next game that we're talking about is Dark Souls Remastered. So on the Switch, we don't have Elden Ring. And I understand why. I don't think it would run on the Switch. This game includes Dark Souls and all the DLC for it, and it just looks and plays better than it ever did. You can use hundreds of unique weapons, armor, magic, and crafting combinations to create your own playstyle and gaming experience. And that's what makes these games so fun. It's a Dark Souls game. You're gonna die 500,000 times before you even figure out what you're doing. But you keep making little adjustments and tweaking this here and using this weapon here and this magic here. And you figure out who you are as a player and how you want to take on this adventure. This game often gets overlooked on the Switch, and I'm not sure why. Maybe because if you're a fan of Dark Souls, you've definitely already played it. But if you're getting into the genre or you're curious, this is a great way to get into it. But if you want a real challenge, something that you're going to actually have to work at, this is the game for you. The next game we're talking about is Enter the Gungeon. Enter the Gungeon is a bullet hell dungeon crawler following a band of misfits seeking to shoot, loot, dodge, roll, and table flip their way to personal absolution by reaching the legendary Gungeon ultimate treasure, the gun that can kill the past. Select a hero or team up in co-op and battle your way to the bottom of the Gungeon by surviving a challenging and evolving series of floors filled with dangerously adorable gundead and fearsome Gungeon bosses armed to the teeth. Gather precious loot, discover hidden secrets, and chat with opportunistic merchants and shopkeepers to purchase powerful items to gain an edge. Very simple premise here. It's a bullet hell. It's really good. It looks great. It's a lot of fun. It's super engaging. This game is just badass. There's no really other way to say it. It's pretty addicting and full of action, so you definitely need to check this game out. The next game we're talking about today is called 30XX. 30XX combines the crisp controls and fluid movement you love from action platformers, the replayability of modern roguelike, and co-op play in a single gorgeous package. It's covering all bases. It's everything you need in a fun game. There's pulse-pounding action, precise platforming, and beautiful sprite work. The characters with fully distinct playstyles, so you're going to want to use them all. It has a roguelike style progression that lets you tune the game's system and difficulty as you play, even after you win. There's local and online multiplayer, so there's nothing better than playing a game with a friend, and I'm glad some games are still making games like this, so that's awesome. This is a sequel to 20XX, so if you enjoy this one, you can go back and play that one. But you're gonna rise, fight, fall, adapt. There's a sublime meaning in this endless cycle, somewhere buried deep. Can you figure out what's going on here? Now we gotta talk about Golf Story. On the surface, you may say, hey, this is just a golf game, but it's really not. Golfing is just the means to how you play the game. Golf Story combines the sheer excitement of golf with a serious story that plays out over 8 different courses. Play the story of a golfer who is forced to give up all he holds dear for one last shot at accomplishing his dreams. But all is not so simple in the world of golf. To best today's players, you have to be able to keep up with them both on and off the course. There's a dramatic story here with a diverse cast of characters, and it gets pretty deep. And this is something that I would argue that every single person who owns a Switch needs to play. If you're not a fan of RPGs, this game might open you up to it because it does it in a way that kind of masks that you're playing an RPG. You think that you're playing a sports game, but sports is kind of in the background of this one, and the story is at the foreground, and you're just going to really enjoy this one. There's a sequel, I think. I don't know if it's a direct sequel called Sports Story. I don't really have much to say about that one. It didn't do it for me, but Golf Story is a gem. You definitely need to check this one out. The last game we're talking about today is called Moonlighter. During a long past archaeological excavation, a set of gates were discovered. People quickly realized that these ancient passages leads to different realms and dimensions, providing brave and reckless adventurers with treasures beyond measure. Moonlighter is an action RPG with roguelike elements, following the everyday routine of Will, an adventurous shopkeeper that dreams of becoming a hero. That's something we've all done, right? We all want to be the hero to our own story. You're going to fight with style, defeat various enemies and bosses, and meet villagers. Get to know your neighbors as you restore the prosperity of this small commercial hamlet. I think more and more as I get older, I start to appreciate games that kind of go for the less is more. Like they're not trying to blow you away with graphics and just crazy gameplay. They're telling you an amazing story and it feels just cozy, but there's an adventure. And this is a game that everybody needs to play as well. Pretty much every game in this damn list today. Everybody needs to try these games. That's the whole point I make these videos for. So definitely check out Moonlighter. Ladies and gentlemen, we're back. I haven't made a top 10 Switch game list video in like months, I feel like, because I don't like to just add any games to a list. I really like to find games that I really think people should check out. And I'm really happy about this one. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter if you could. I want to start posting gaming news on both platforms. I just need more followers first. I can't be posting to nobody, and I just seem like a wacko. So follow me if you could on both platforms. And down below, let me know any games I should check out. Let me know your thoughts and opinions. And you guys know me. I'll see you soon with a new video. Peace out.